to the Temple of Tarot, Astrology, and Yoga. My name is Ava, and I'm welcoming you in to my temple for your Astro Tarot forecast for the month of September 2025. This will be a reading, a forecast that's relevant to you if your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign is Virgo. So welcome in, Virgo. Just 2 points before we begin your reading to do with goings on here at the channel, here in my temple. First of all, as many of you already know, and for those who may just have tripped across this video on YouTube, I live in Hawaii on the Big Island in a off-grid, what amounts to a sanctuary, a very natural and remote area of the Big Island and, of course, of the world. And so the off-grid system that allows me to speak with you and to live with some of the creature comforts of life, water, electricity, is provided through a system of solar panels and a very state-of-the-art water catchment, rain water catchment that I use for bathing and washing dishes and things. And so I just wanted to show it to you, and there's a video that I just created concerning this, showing you what it's like. And secondly, part of that system is Starlink, which provides my internet connection, even though I'm very remote. But recently, that connection has been very less reliable, in that the speed varies during the day, to slow, to faster, then back to slow. And so uploading videos is often very difficult for me. A video that's 20 minutes long may take an hour and a half to upload. And I want these videos to be seen and on schedule promptly, so that you're not waiting for them unduly. So what I've decided to do is, this is usually, pardon me, a 3-part reading. The first part is astrology, the second part is the tarot reading, and the third part is a yoga pose, or in this case, and for a while, we're going to do magical passes, the shamanic ancient tradition of Mexico, because I find it fascinating, and I would like everyone to know about it and to understand it better by doing it. And so I'm providing you a single pass that is correlated energetically to the reading. I usually attach that to this single video containing the astrology and the tarot, but I've decided that I'm going to upload it separately, so to avoid the speed issue that I'm having. So I hope you understand, and it will also allow me to save the magical pass, that's what they're called, in the yoga playlist, and so that you could find it there sequentially. That is, as I post them, I will provide them for you in the yoga the yoga playlist, as well as the monthly playlist that's appropriate for any particular month. So, that said, thank you for your understanding. Let's begin your reading. And again, for those of you who are new, thank you very much for finding me tucked away in some lost chamber of YouTube. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years, maybe 11, maybe more. And I'm still at the very same level of popularity as I've always been. It's perhaps my take on the tarot and astrology, perhaps. So I'm very grateful that you're here. What I do is I blend the two sister esoteric arts of astrology and the tarot to make sense of the goings-on during the month. And I follow the transits of only two planets, Venus and Mars, because they both have shorter time spans in any particular sign. And so they would color the mood and energy of any month more relevantly, more currently, more to do with what's actually distinguishes the month's energy from the year's energy. So, all that said, we begin. This month, Venus transits Leo, that is in the sign of Leo, and then moves into Virgo. And Mars is in the sign of Libra, and then it will go into Scorpio. Both of these changes of signs happen near the end of the month, the 19th, the 22nd. So, for you, Virgo, Venus lands in the 12th house for most of the month, and was in the 12th house in August. And Mars, being in Libra, is in your second house. So, Venus in the 12th. The 12th house is the house of the hidden, the subliminal, subconscious aspects of one's psyche. It's ruled by Pisces. I'm a Pisces. Scorpio rising, Moon in Taurus. And the house is ruled by the mystical, the unseen, the invisible. It's the mysterious house. So you may be questioning why things are the way they are. Why do you feel this way about someone? Why do you feel another way about another person? You may be haunted by distant memories, experiences that have lain unseen, untouched by consciousness. So it's a very meditative, self-reflective mood, which can play out in myriads of ways in your own psyche and then in your own experience. Because sometimes when we access these deep emotions, these deep memories, it can change our attitude towards the circumstances that we're in or the people that we know, our family. So these are the deep kind of issues that flutter around your mind, around your sense of yourself. Mars is in Libra, the second, the house of finance. You want to get your financial house in order. Maybe this will allow you to cement your consciousness in some more regulated, predictable environment. You want security. You therefore pour energy towards creating security, paying bills. Releasing debt. And making more money to heighten your sense of security, which is being tested by Venus in the 12th. So it's good because you have some kind of crutch to help you, that is a financial security, to help you ferret out what's going on inside of you. What is your attitude towards your friends, your family, towards things that have happened to you, pain, painful situations, painful relationships. All these things may be fluttering up from the subconscious. So then, at the end of the month, nearing the end of the month, the 19th, Venus moves into Virgo. And of course, that's you. So it goes into your first house. And all right, so this is beautiful. It pulls you out of that period of deep introspection and allows you to blossom, in a sense, bloom out of the darkness. And you might help yourself by wearing clothes that are bright and cheerful, that express who you are, your innate charm, wit, and knowledge, wisdom. People come to you for your wisdom, for your ability to see emotional solutions and practical ones at the same time. So you become the center of attention, even your attention. You stop worrying about who did what to whom, when, why. You let all that go by the end of the month, and you sort of bloom like a flower, and you shine bright. Your personality becomes magnetic, attractive. Venus in your first house of self. Yes, beautiful, in fact. You become as beautiful as you really are. Then Mars moves into Scorpio, your third house, helping you out again. The third house is about communication, the ability to communicate, the need to communicate, the energy to communicate. And so this combination is excellent if you're selling something, because you will be extraordinarily persuasive. even if what you're selling is yourself. You will be very like the Pied Piper, a herd of children following you everywhere. So get your flute out, dear Virgo. You're about to become very popular, especially in your neighborhood. Mars in the third is about your neighborhood, neighbors, your daily comings and goings. That will be energized. So you're going to get a lot done, especially if it involves your neighbors, your neighborhood. Maybe you become active in neighborhood group activities. Siblings is also ruled by the third house. So there's a lot more communication perhaps going on between you and your siblings. And remember, you're like a butterfly, beautiful, free, and extraordinarily charming. So use that power for the good, for your own good and for the good of everyone you meet. Now, that I think sums up the astrological aspects that we should be looking forward to in September. Now, with this as its foundation, we can move into your tarot forecast. Thank you very much, everyone, for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you're in need of help for any situation you're in that you feel you can't figure out, I'm here to help. I have private and personal readings on my website, grandcentralhealing.com. In the shop is a variety of readings that you can acquire, and you can even choose an option to speak to me personally on the telephone about your reading after you receive it. I live in a very rare time zone here, so we would have to correlate mutually convenient times. So thank you very much, and wait for your tarot forecast coming up now. Namaste. So, welcome, Virgo, to your tarot forecast for September 2025. Again, relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Virgo. Being a Pisces, you are my opposite sign, and I have had many friends who were Virgo. I love, in fact, I have two right now whom I consider to be my best friends are Virgo. I admire the wisdom of a Virgo, as well as their ability to empathize and to express care, concern. They are the, I guess, the angels of mercy. That's what I say. So here are the cards, or here is the deck. It's a Weight Rider deck. And I love to read the tarot, giving more emphasis on the specific symbols found on each card. The tarot is very much like a dream. A dream uses subconscious symbols to express emotion, feeling, and even to predict future events or often precognitive in a dream. So I'm going to insert or turn around 2 cards in this deck. So we have 2 possible reversals. And so if we get a reversal with only 2 reversals in here, it's significant. And I want to shuffle the cards, and I have to do it this way because they're so unwieldy. And as I do, I just want to say that one ought to learn how to read the tarot for oneself, for yourself. I believe I got a tarot deck in my early 20s. I'm 73. And it's been one of the most loyal allies in my entire life, always giving the wisest counsel in times of need. So you can watch my videos if you want to learn how to read, even though this is a 4-card spread and you'll be learning slowly. Hopefully you'll be learning more thoroughly. All right. It's raining outside. The sound is beautiful. We cut the deck, making 3 piles. Then we take the piles and we reassemble them into a single pile. This is a 4-card spread, and the first card will represent the overall energy or mood of the month of September. Wow. Look what we have. Quite extraordinary. We've got the world. The world. Somehow your world becomes a journey. And that journey has a point of completion. One journey, one epoch, one period of your life is felt to be completed. Here, if we look at the image, this is the world, the final card of the major arcana. And the major arcana is all about the journey of the Fool that begins the card's series. The Fool is 0. This is at the end, 21. The Fool has had 21 experiences that have led to this final completion of his journey. That oval, that wreath in the shape of an oval, is symbolic of victory and is in the shape of a birth canal. It represents the rebirth of your soul, which is depicted as a partially naked maiden in a dance of ecstasy. She has a single veil that twines around her like the DNA. And this is her ecstatic dance before her rebirth. So something in life, in your life, is done. And if we look at the astrology going on, the 12th house is the deepest house. It's the last house where you survey everything that has brought you to the point that you are in now, circumstantially, emotionally, intellectually. And on the 19th, you move into sort of coming out of a chrysalis, out of a dark shelter where these alchemical processes of consciousness have been taking place to emerge from that chrysalis as a butterfly. Something must then end. That caterpillar that you were must end. The sounds here are so beautiful. And in that ending, a new you, a new psyche, psychology. In Latin, butterfly is called psyche, the mind, the spirit. So your spirit blossoms, and you then turn your attention to how you're communicating, to communicate the wisdom that you have, to help, to support, to be the angel of mercy that you were born to be. What is your challenge? Well, it's interesting. We've got a material challenge. Your challenge is material. Here we have two beggars, who look very downtrodden. See how they hang their head down? And they're not in a very good state, one's crippled, but they're obviously in need. Right above them is a church window with 5 pentacles, those 5 coins. The church is there to help them. They don't see that. They're walking as if they don't notice it. The help that's there. Your challenge is to either give help to those who don't even know they need it, or to wake up and realize that there's help all around you. You simply have to acknowledge it and accept it. So your challenge is to come out of scarcity thinking and to realize the abundance that is potentially there to help and assist you. Now, we've got Mars in the 2nd house. Most of the month, your financial circumstances, pouring energy into making money, into ordering your financial situation, paying debt off, paying bills, securing your material world. So that is your challenge. Absolutely. But you might be saddened or somehow discouraged because of Venus in the 12th, which exaggerates moods and exaggerates feelings of sadness and depression. So that's your challenge, is to get out of that trap, that inner trap, and to realize that there's a lot of help around you. You need to avail yourself of it, or you're able to give help to those who may in some way not want your help or aren't aware that they need help. So these two situations, circumstances, your own financial well-being and stability is certainly going to be emphasized, and the psychological inner needs that you may have that is tainting the picture of what's going on the outside. This, you have to be careful that what is churning on the inside is not obscuring the potential, the positive potentials that are on the outside in the world. Remember, you're about to be reborn, probably nearer to the end of the month. Yes, all right. So, in the position of the unexpected, the surprise, we have more material elements, material things. Yet, look at this. This is the 10 of Pentacles in the position of the unexpected. And what do we have here? We have a multi-generational assembly of figures, old and young, implying a family of generations. Grandpa, mom and dad, children. There's even some dogs, some pets. They reside in a castle. They've done well. This is the 10 of Pentacles. They've done well. They've done well by uniting, by making the material world something that can be conquered, made successful through the unification of various generations. The wisdom of the old passed on to the young. Their financial success passed on to the young. And the youthful energy and ability to create on a material level is then what gives security to the old as they lose their physical energy. Family. This family does not necessarily need to be only genetic. It could be a family of friends, a corporate family, a family of mutually accepted values and missions. But you come together and you support one another and you give security, financial, material security to those members. That is a likely possibility. Now, the third house, neighborhood, Mars in the third, coming up at the end of the month, could be about you forming some kind of material alliance with various generational members of your community. Or again, it could be your family, your siblings. They lend support, or you lend them support. Remember, your challenge is to overcome the want, the psychology of scarcity. Let's see how it all ends. You're an earth sign, so you got a very earthy reading. You're always concerned about your material well-being. No doubt, your body, your mind is in harmony with the needs of your body, usually. So, at the end, we've got the Page of Pentacles. Pages were, they had the role of delivering messages to the king, or messages from the king. See how our page is gazing intently, there we go, intently on his single pentacle. Now, he's a messenger. What is his message about? It's about some single material concern, a material concern. He has dreams of conquering the world and becoming extraordinarily successful. He's a young man who has both feet firmly planted on the ground. He's dreaming of the possibilities when he plants that single pentacle, that seed, in the field around him. He's a very practical man. So it's the practical application of your resources that will then grow into a harvest. So you are considering where it is that you want to plant that seed, that investment, that material investment, because it's precious to you. You've only got one. Where you put it, where you plant it, matters. Are you going to plant it someplace that it will be nurtured, nourished, or just throw it away and let it grow on its own? This page is very responsible. So the card is saying that you take responsibility for your material resources and you make an investment. You plant that seed where it will be nurtured and nourished. You create with what you have. And you act responsibly, reasonably. He's a messenger. He's a communicator. He's communicating on the material world, in the material world, about the material world. Again, if you're a salesman, this is your month. You'll be top dog in the office, for sure. Yes, just take that youthful spirit that this represents and dream the impossible dream and plant that seed. And harvest is just around the corner. So there you go. That is your forecast. And when I look down at it, wow, we've got 3 earth cards, and you're an earth sign. So yes, the material world is a sharp concern. But you have the alliance of family, friends, and mutually beneficial allies, unexpectedly. You plant your seed at the end, and you'll see it grow like wildflowers all around you. So that you can be reborn again and to become that butterfly that you've always been. Thank you very much for joining me. And as I said at the beginning of this forecast, I've decided that the magical pass, the ancient Mexican yoga called magical passes, that I will be presenting to you in correspondence to the energy, the information that this reading has given us. I'm going to put that on a separate video so that I don't have to worry about Starlink and its speeds and all these things that one has to worry about when you live off-grid as I am. So expect that sometime today. We'll see how the speed of the internet goes. It hasn't been doing very well, but I'm very hopeful. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I wish you all the best. Thank you for supporting and sharing and liking. Namaste.